Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Noah, back again with another YouTube video. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I help people awaken to their true abilities through wellness and spirituality. And yes, I know it's a different setup today. I decided to record in my room. I kind of like it. It's a little bit more acoustic in a way. But in today's video, I want to go over 7 signs that you are waking up. And no, you're not crazy. You know, the reason why I choose, these are my notes, by the way. This is what I'm going to be using to reference this video. But the reason why I choose the number 7 is because 7 is a very significant number in my life. It's actually my life path number. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with your life path number, it's pretty much has to do a lot with numerology if you are into that type of thing. You know, numbers play a huge role in our life if that is something that you believe in. And which is why I decided to make today's video, which is going to be 7 signs that you are waking up to who you truly are. You're waking up, you know, and you might not even realize it, but you have cracked the code. You've broken the matrix, right? You are understanding that there is a bigger reason to be here on the planet than to just be a robot. You know what I'm saying? You have discovered that life is much more beautiful than you once thought. And so this is why this is going to be 7 reasons, 7 signs that you're waking up. And no, you're not crazy. You're just waking up, right? Shout out to Ralph Smart. But yeah, so going into number 1, you notice that you don't fit in with the crowd. You know, a lot of times when you are hanging out with people, whether it be your job, right? Whether it be school, whether it just be, you know, maybe your family as well, you realize that you don't fit in. You're kind of the odd one out. There's a very significant reason as to why this happens in your life. That reason is because you are born to stand out. You know, you've come here to not fit in because the universe has bigger plans for you. You see, and I never really got this at first. I always thought that I was, you know, kind of just an outcast, you know, no one really liked me. I kind of thought like, man, I was really down on myself, you know, I really thought that I was outnumbered, you know, I really didn't feel like I had a role in society, you know, but that is because you're here to create society. You know, you're creating your own world, and that is why you don't fit in with the crowd. You know, you weren't here to work that 9-to-5 job just to leave and go home, you know, stressed out, right? Unless that's your thing. If you enjoy doing that, you know, I have nothing against that, but the universe has bigger plans for you, right? There's not always going to be room for common things, right? There's not always going to be, you're not always going to want to do everything that other people are doing, right? And you might find that you are the quiet kid, you know, you don't really talk a lot because you feel like you don't relate to others around you. This all ties into the number 1 sign as to the reason why you're waking up. You know, this is the first sign that you should look out for, that you are waking up and you don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? You're not crazy, right? And so that leads me to number 2, which is you start enjoying a little bit more esoteric topics, right? Topics that a lot of people aren't necessarily talking about all the time, right? This kind of ties into number 1, but you just feel like a lot of people don't really like a lot of the things that you enjoy, right? Whether that's meditation, whether that's Reiki, whether that's astrology, right? Whether that is, you know, witchcraft, right? You find yourself interested in a lot of esoteric topics. If you don't know what esoteric means, it pretty much means that they are topics that not really a lot of people know, and it's only a select few people who actually understand this topic, right? Maybe whether, like I said before, whether that's Reiki, whether that's meditation, right? Whether that's even simple things, right? Maybe there's a movie that you are interested in that everyone else is like, what? Right? You find yourself interested in a lot of things that other people don't really take interest in. Meditation was a huge one for me. Right? When I found meditation, I realized that there wasn't a lot of people who knew about meditation, and I was very blown away by it. You know, and the people who knew about meditation, I feel like I could connect with, right? Because it was such a unique topic. And so I really felt understood a little bit. The reason why you find yourself interested in these things is because you don't find modern society interesting, right? You're not really interested in what Kanye West is doing, right? You're not really interested in the guy who Ariana Grande is dating, right? You don't find yourself interested in these topics because you are interested in other things that are more appealing to you. You know, this could be another sign as to why you are waking up and you don't even realize it. Right, that leads me into number 3. If you guys see me looking down, it's because I have a couple of pages of notes that I wrote down on this video, so forgive me, but 3 is you notice synchronicities in your life. Now, when I say synchronicities, there's a whole bunch of different things that I could mean by this, right? There's a whole bunch of different types of synchronicities, right? Maybe a synchronicity is something that you notice that isn't a coincidence, right? It happens in divine order, right? I believe in divine order. I believe that everything happens in perfect order, exactly how it's supposed to be working, right? That's kind of what I believe. And because of this, you'll notice synchronicities within your life. Maybe you are thinking of certain words, right? Or a phrase, maybe, if the radio is on. And as you're thinking of that phrase, you hear it on the radio, right? Or somebody in your family says exactly the words that you were thinking, right? These are synchronicities. Another type of synchronicity is you could be talking about a bird and a bird flies right by you, right? This is another form of synchronicity. And synchronicity, you know, a type of synchronicity that happens in my life are birds. I do see birds, but a very significant one in my life are repeating number patterns. You might see a lot of repeating number patterns in your life, right? 222 might be very frequent in your life. 111, right? You see these numbers on clocks, right? You see these numbers on license plates, whether it's a YouTube video length, right? The little number in the corner of a YouTube video, it'll be 11:11, right? 11 minutes and 11 seconds exactly. That is not by accident. These are synchronicities. These are synchronicities letting you know that everything is happening in divine order, right? You're not crazy. You're just waking up. And that's the third sign that you can notice whenever you're waking up, right? Which leads me to the fourth sign, which is you tend to feel lonely, right? Because you don't fit in with the crowd, sometimes you tend to feel like you're by yourself, right? And this can be very normal. This can be very normal for you. You know, this is very normal with people who are into spirituality, right? A lot of people aren't really into spirituality, right? It's kind of more of a taboo topic. It's more of a taboo subject. Like I was talking about before, meditation, right? You're not gonna ask someone on the street if they know about Reiki. right? They're probably going to tell you you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so this is a sign that you need to find something that it is that you love, right? I always felt lonely. I always felt like I was missing out, right? I always had FOMO, which is something that Gary Vee talks about a lot. But FOMO is actually fear of missing out. I had that so much when I was in high school. You see, when I was in high school, I always feared about missing out. I always felt like I was missing out on things. But the reason why you feel lonely is because the universe is shaking on you to find out what it is that you love, right? Like I said before, the universe has a different plan in store for you. This is why it's okay to feel lonely. One of the challenges on my spiritual journey that I had to overcome whenever I had my spiritual awakening, which is what you might be going through. If you're watching this video up to this far, you are having a spiritual awakening, right? But I always had fear of missing out but that was always a sign from the universe that I needed to work on myself. And one of the challenges that I had to overcome was realizing that it's okay to be alone, right? This is a very valuable skill that we can learn, is cherish our alone time, right? Because we're not always gonna get it, especially me, right? I live in a house with 6 other people. Usually when growing up, it was 7 or 8 other people, in the house, other than me, right? So I don't get a lot of alone time, right? And so this is a sign that it's okay to be alone. And maybe you need to work on being alone, being okay with being alone. You know what I'm saying? Eliminating that FOMO, which leads me to my 5th topic, which is people have trouble understanding you. This kind of goes hand in hand with number 4, because you feel like the outcast, right? Not a lot of people understand you. Because you're lonely all of the time, because you see the world in a different way, you have unique perspectives. You have very unique perspectives on life that people don't seem to understand, right? It's hard for people to grasp that you have different opinions on life in general, right? And this is why people have a hard time understanding you. They don't really get you, right? This is something that I have gone through and I'm still going through. This is just telling you that you need to work on yourself and find something that it is that you love to do, right? When we follow our hearts, then this is what can lead us to the path of success and prosperity and abundance, right? It's all within us. And so that leads me to my 6th sign, which is you don't take anything at face value. What does this mean? You don't believe everything that you see, right? You're always asking questions. Something that my mom always told me growing up was that I always asked questions. I asked, too many questions, sometimes is what she would say, right? But this is a good sign because this means that you're not blindly accepting the narrative, right? With social media and the news, there's a reason why a lot of it is negative, right? There's an agenda that's trying to be pushed to throw you off of your game. But you know this. That's why you ask questions. You don't take anything at face value. This was something that I had, a little bit of trouble with at the beginning, I never asked enough questions, you know what I'm saying? And then as soon as I started waking up, I was asking all different types of questions, right? because you start to realize that there is so much of your life that has been lied to you. You know, really think about this. Has anyone ever told you how powerful you really are? Right? For me, this wasn't the case. I had to figure it out on my own. You know, and I'm here to remind you that you are powerful beyond measure. You have the ability to literally create the life that you want, the life of peace, prosperity, and abundance, all through your belief systems. And I'm here to say that I love you. And I'm here to remind you that you have the power to do whatever it is that your heart desires and whatever it is that you set your mind out to do. And so, you know, you don't just believe everything on TV, right? Which is a good sign, right? It means that you have discernment. You are, what's the word that I'm looking for here? You are sovereign. You are a sovereign being, right? You're true to who it is that you are. You don't let anyone dictate what goes on up here. You know, you're always asking questions, right? Why do they only show fast food commercials on TV? Why don't they show anything healthy in terms of commercials, right? Why are they pushing the vaccine so hard? Right? These are questions that you might be asking a lot of the times, right? And that's okay. And so that is the 6th sign that you're waking up. And the 7th sign that you're waking up is that you are conscious about what you're eating. You know, you're eating to live. You're not living to eat, right? That was a pretty big term used in my childhood growing up. Do you eat to live, or do you live to eat, right? You're eating a plant-based diet, right? You see the significance in eating whole-grown fruits and vegetables. You know, maybe not even that, but eating a lot healthier, right? You're able to listen to your body. Right, when I had my spiritual awakening, I started going outside more and I started sun gazing. Right, I don't recommend it unless you know how to do it safely. But through sun gazing, I was able to understand what it was that my body wanted. It was easier to listen to my body. Right, the more healthier you start to eat, the more you start to realize what your body thrives off of and what it doesn't, right? And this can be very key in terms of what it is that you are feeding yourself, right? Because our body is a vessel and we should be treating it as a temple because it is very sacred. You know, our meat suit doesn't really mean anything, but what we put inside is very important. You know, you understand that animals are not your enemies, right? Animals are your friends. And because of this, you are eating a plant-based diet. You're eating vegan, baby. You're going vegan. Veganism is something that is very attuned to your vibration, meaning that it is something that you are interested in, right? Sparks your interest. When I had my spiritual awakening and I started waking up, I found the significance in eating a plant-based diet, right? And because I was eating a plant-based diet, it was very beneficial to my health and my well-being. And so because of this, right, you're able to eat to live, right? You realize how important what you put into your body is. You realize the value of animals, right? Sentient beings. You understand that animals are our friends. They're not our food, right? Which is why you might have questions about some of the things that they promote on TV, which is okay. But I'm here to remind you that here are 7 signs that you're waking up, right? Those were 7, let me put this down. Those were 7 signs that you're waking up. 7. All right. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It's a little bit longer than most of my videos that I make on this channel, but it's because I wanted to go over 7 signs that you are waking up. This is a great sign. This means that you are finally understanding who it is that you came here to be and who you really are, right? You're awakening to your true abilities, right? That's my motto. That's what I preach here on this channel. You are starting to wake up to your true abilities, and you understand the value in life itself, right? You're not just living like a robot. You realize that you're more than your thoughts. You realize that life isn't so linear, right? A lot of the times we like to think of life as go to work, wake up, go to work, right? Complain about work at work, come home, eat dinner and go to sleep, and then repeat the cycle over again. You understand that life is a lot more than that, right? There's a lot more that you can be doing with your life. And this is a reminder to follow your heart, my friends, because your heart will lead you down the right path. And it makes me a little bit emotional, man, because I'm very grateful to be making this video for you guys, It makes me feel inspired to inspire you guys, because I believe in you and I love you. And so that's going to do it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. And thank you guys so much for watching up to this far. If you want to check out amazing wellness products that I've been using, there is a link in my description that you can get up to 15% off of these products. The ultimate shrooms that I've been taking, they're medicinal mushrooms. They have been super beneficial to me. And if you're looking for natural energy without the crash, as well as looking to improve your immune system, you can check out the ultimate shrooms as well as the ultimate elixir down in the description below. They've been very beneficial to me. They have given me loads of energy. I actually worked out, funny enough, I worked out for the first time in a long time the other day. And so, if that tells you anything, right? So check them out. They have been really good. I've only been using them for like a week, guys, so check them out. But with that being said, if you want to hit me up on social media, my social medias are all going to be right here. And with that being said, my friends, have a wonderful afternoon, morning, or night wherever you're at. And peace, love, and happiness.